Part 50. Who the fuck did I marry?
If you guys haven't checked out her entire series, please watch it. I've watched it from 1 to 50. Yes, I'm invested. Yes, it's good. This is my perspective as a therapist. Excuse me. I also want to really quickly let you guys know that I am offering free services to veterans and their families. My practice is we are excited to offer these services, individual, group, and family counseling. If you can reach out to us on our website, the www.themahoganyproject.com, or you can reach out to us via phone 757-945-4005, so you or your family members or someone you know can get free services for a veteran, active duty member, or your family member. Okay. Also, check out our books, workbooks, all that stuff I've written on my bio. All the links are in my bio to my podcast and all the things I have going on, and the products that I have. The links are in my bio. All right, let's get started. So if you followed this entire series, there were a couple of takeaways from my perspective as a therapist. So full context, I've been a therapist for a pretty extended period of time. I'm a marriage and family therapist. One of my licenses are a marriage and family therapist. And I've worked with couples for an extended period of time. There were so many nuances to this conversation. And one of the things I want to say is that I greatly appreciate this beautiful Black woman with her level of transparency and openness, because many people experience this on different levels of this. We're not going to act like this is just an unknown experience that's nuanced. No, this happens to many people oftentimes. And we're not just talking about the lying, right? That part was extensive. It was psychologically challenging. This person appeared to, at the very least, have some level of diagnosable challenge. Okay, let's start there. Secondly, she mentioned, if this is farther into the video, her level of desperation. You guys, people experience this quite often when they reach a level of desperation that prioritizes the need instead of the bigger picture. The bigger picture being, I want a healthy, happy life with a healthy partner that I can move forward with long term, versus I am trying to meet this immediate need of companionship, of partnership, and what she identified was marriage. So I will overlook, I will push back, I will compartmentalize just so I can get this need met, until I can no longer overlook, compartmentalize, ignore, push back, push to the side, and then it becomes a primary issue for me, which is infringing on the one thing that I wanted. And now I can't have the one thing that I wanted, because the things that I chose to overlook are creating a bigger problem. This is not an out of the ordinary scenario. Let's be very clear. I saw so many people in the comments, oh, that would never be me. Oh, it has been many of us. It has been many of us where we have allowed ourselves to get so invested in a want or a need that we implore these people in our lives, and we think that somehow either we are going to change them or they will change over time compared to the commitment we think that they're willing to make. But you don't really know what that commitment is. Yes, I could be marrying you, but the commitment may be to stability. The commitment may be to providing me some sort of normality to a lifestyle that I have not been able to accomplish on my own. You don't know what the true commitment is. It's certainly not just to you. Just understand that anytime we engage in anything, we are benefiting from it. And that's for me, that's for you, that's for everyone. So the commitment isn't just to the person that you're marrying. Part of the commitment is to yourself and whatever comes with that. She spoke a lot about the discrepancies that were there further all the way in the beginning. Let's be clear. We have to give ourselves some time, as Judge Lynn Toler says, to watch them. Where you just watch people. You watch what they say. You listen to what they say. More importantly, you watch what they do. People will show you very clearly up front who they are, because we can only be our best selves, or even the most extraordinary version of that, for a very limited time, right? Our normal selves in routine fashion will show up. It is our job to believe you, to listen to you, to watch you, to maneuver accordingly. And when we don't, you will have no other option but to be confronted with what you want to willfully ignore. There were already signs. And again, this circles back to what we think we can change. I don't know why we are so selfish and self-involved to believe we have the power to change people when they are unwilling to change themselves. Hell, most times they are so unaware. This person appeared to be so invested in someone who wasn't him. He couldn't even be who he was if he even knew who that was. He couldn't be it for you. And she had a great talk at the end where she talked about he couldn't love me. He couldn't even love himself. All truths. I can't give you something I can't even give me. If I can't walk in my truth and my transparency, you think I'm going to be able to give it to you? How, Sway? How do you deserve it more than me? How, Sway? This is far from respect. This is just being based in fucking reality. This is based in confidence and self-worth and self-value. I value me enough to be honest. I don't feel impelled to hide about anything. I'm not embarrassed about the life that I've built for myself or who I am. But if, again, then you incorporate psychological and emotional challenges or issues, diagnosable at that, they can't give you something they don't have. But when you recognize that there is a challenge, take care of you. Your first responsibility before having a companion, before getting that need met, is taking care of you and creating a space of safety and security away from harm. Financial security does not mean emotional and psychological safety. Sometimes we confuse the two. Those are not the same things. Be clear about who you chose and why you chose them. And what part of you are you trying to suppress, engage in, quelch, support, or love on? What part of you are you trying to feel? Because that person cannot give you something they don't have. A lot of what you need has to come from you first. Then you get the additional support thereafter. But if you're looking outward for something inward, it is going to fail every time. And it's going to hurt every time. And the message is not to give up. The message is to look in and fight there first. Give in to you first. Surrender to you first. Be honest with you first. Be transparent with you first. Be willing to do the work. Be desperate enough in your survival to say, I don't want this anymore for me. Then I will bring someone else into the picture. I'm going to say something very controversial, and I mean this. One of the hardest, most traumatic things that happened in this story was her having a miscarriage and losing their child. And it was by far probably one of the most wonderful things that happened to say you do not have to be tethered to this person for the rest of your life. You guys, don't tether yourself to someone for the rest of your life that is going to create harm for you. Be very, very observant and strategic and thoughtful about the person you choose to share your DNA with and tether yourself to for the rest of your life, because that will create either hurt, harm, misery, or joy. And that first is up to you. I hope this message got through to some, supported many. Take care of yourselves. Like, subscribe. Peace.